Yes, Melina?
If we get 0 wrong on that one that we had on the sheet we had yesterday, we just on the one we just corrected.
No. Because we combined the other ones. Alright? Alright, let's go to our lesson for today. We're going to talk about how to solve an equation. The basics of solving. This is one of the most important things that you're going to have to learn this year, is the rules for how to prove that a solution is true. Okay? What we're going to be talking about is proving that x equals a number that makes the equation true. That's called the solution. And so you all are going to be like lawyers, following the rules of the courtroom or following the rules of math in order to prove that a solution makes the equation true. Okay? The process involves getting the variable by itself on one side. So following the rules, Andrew, focus here. Following the rules in order to get the variable by itself on one side of the equal sign. And you'll have to remember to change all subtraction to plus negative. So insert the plus sign whenever there's subtraction. Okay? The steps for solving. When you're given an equation like this, the first thing you're going to do is to draw a line through the equal sign to separate the two sides. So you've got a left side and a right side of the equation. Okay? And then find the side with the variable on it. Then you can go to step 2, and for an addition equation like this, in order to get rid of the other number on the left side, you're going to add the opposite of that number to both sides. So you find the side with the variable on it and add the number, the opposite of the number to both sides. Oops. Yeet. So let's practice with this one. Write this one in your notes. $170 plus x equals $200. And we have to prove what x is. Not just write that x equals $30, because you can probably look at this equation and say, well, x equals $30. But that's not what we're learning how to do. You're learning how to prove it. Okay? So in order to prove it, you have to follow the rules of algebra, follow the rules of solving. And the first thing we're going to talk about is that an equation has two sides. And whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do the exact same thing on the other side in order for the equation to stay balanced. You can't add something to one side and not add that same thing to the other side. You can't subtract something from one side without doing that to the other side, because that breaks the rules. Okay? So first you find the side with the variable on it, and then find the number, and we need to get rid of this number in order to get the variable by itself. So we have to add something, add a number to this side to get rid of 170. What can we add to get rid of 170? To eliminate it or to make it 0. What can we add to it?
I know. Negative 170.
Exactly. You add negative 170 to get 0. Okay? So that's the first thing you should write down is plus negative 170 equals 0. Okay? Now, what do you have left on this side of the equation? We have 0. We have 0 plus x. Okay? You don't want to have to do a little extra practice, do you? Alright, then focus up here. Now, what property is this? we just reviewed the properties. Hayden? Yeah, this shows the additive identity property, where 0 plus any number is the number. So we can write that 0 plus x is x. And now we have the variable isolated. It's all by itself on the left side. Okay? Now, whatever you added to one side, we have to add to the other side. So if we added with negative 170 to this side, we have to add negative 170 to this side. So the first thing you do is isolate the variable, and then prove that this variable equals this number. So what is the solution then? So what is the answer to 200 minus or plus negative 170? 30. So this proves that x is equal to $30. Okay? Andrew.
So like all you really have to do is like do 200 plus negative 170 to get the answer.
That gives you the answer on the right side, but it doesn't give you the answer on the left side. That doesn't get x by itself. If you just added negative $170 to the right side, you still have to prove what x is by isolating the variable. Okay? So that's why you have to start on the side with the variable and isolate the variable first. Okay? And then do the same thing to the other side. Let's go to your assignment. I handed out a worksheet for you. Start on the side where it has check over to the left, or sorry, to the right. Okay? So we're going to start with this first question. P plus 37 equals 837. Okay? Now, the first step in solving this is to draw a line down the middle through the equal sign. Okay? So draw that line first. Kaden? Oh, okay. So draw a line down through the middle so that you look at each side separately. Then we have to isolate the variable. First thing you have to do is isolate the variable. So get the variable by itself and add something to this side to get the variable by itself. What should we add? Otto?
We should add, oh yeah, negative 37.
Yeah, add negative 37. So that's what, on the worksheet I gave you a box to put that in so that you would know how to do that. And when you add negative 37, you get 0. And if you bring down what's left, you get the additive identity property. P plus 0 equals P.
Right.
Okay, what is P? You have to do the same thing on the other side. So notice we're adding the exact same number to the other side in order to prove the solution. So we found the solution, P equals 800. Okay? Now, the last step in this is to check the solution. So for the check, what you have to do is to write a true sentence using the solution. So you have to write 800 instead of P, just like you did for in yesterday's lesson. Replace the P in the equation with the number, with the solution. 800 plus 37 equals 837. And is that true?
Yeah.
Yep. So you could write true
True.
or yes to show that this is a true solution. Circle the solution. And when you do this on a quiz or a test, this is worth 3 points. 1 for the proof, 1 for the solution, and 1 for the check.
Check.
Okay?
Okay.
So each of these is worth 3 points. Let's do number 2. Andrew?
So, when you write true up there, is there gonna be some that are false or no?
Hopefully not, because if it's false, that means you found the wrong solution. That means the answer that you got does not make it true, and you made a mistake in the procedure somewhere. Okay? Number 2, n minus 17 equals negative 8. So draw a line down here, and what do we put in front of the minus sign?
Plus sign.
Plus sign. Insert the plus sign.
Yeah.
Okay? Start on the side of the variable, and isolate the variable by adding the opposite. So what is the opposite of the number? What is the opposite of negative 17?
Positives.
Positive 17. So add positive 17 to get rid of negative 17. That equals 0. So now we have the identity of n. N plus 0 equals n. We can simplify that to n. Then add 17 to the other side. 9. N equals 9. Now check it. 9 plus negative 17 equals negative 8. Is that true? Yes.
Yeah.
T for true. Do you understand the process here? And the process shows you the proof of everything that you're doing. Okay? This is following all the rules in order to prove the solution. So do 1 through 5 on that side, then flip it over and do 1 through 8 on the other side. Okay?
Yay.